Have you ever felt a story brewing in the silence? Not in the loud crashes or dramatic confrontations, but in the quiet spaces between heartbeats in the dead of night. That's where we're going today. We're diving into a world of mood and mystery, set against the glittering, lonely backdrop of a California city after dark. This isn't a story about a crime, but about the secrets we keep to protect the ones we love. Imagine this: the house is quiet, the day's warmth has faded, and only light comes from the distant city, painting long, dancing shadows across the walls. A man, let's call him David, lies awake. He listens. He's been listening for weeks. He hears the familiar, soft sounds of his wife's, Sarah, moving through their home. The gentle click of a closet door, the soft rustle of fabric, the quiet jingle of keys being picked up from the bowl by the door. He doesn't move. He keeps his breathing even, pretending to be asleep. It's a performance he's perfected. Each night, it's the same routine. Sarah slips out of bed, her movements practiced and silent. She thinks he doesn't notice, or maybe she hopes he doesn't. The front door opens and closes with a barely audible sigh, and then silence. The hum of the refrigerator feels louder now. The weight of the empty space beside him feels heavier. Where does she go? His mind races, a carousel of dark possibilities. The city at night is a different beast, full of secrets and untold stories. He pictures her car gliding through empty streets, bathed in the glow of traffic lights that blink for no one. Is she meeting someone? Is she in some kind of trouble? The questions are a constant, low-grade hum in the back of his mind, poisoning the peace of his days and haunting the stillness of his nights. He checks her phone when she's in the shower, feeling a wave of shame as he does. Nothing. No suspicious texts, no hidden apps. Just photos of their dog, recipes, and messages from her sister. It only deepens the mystery. He's tried asking, of course. In the bright light of day, over coffee, everything seems normal. You were restless last night, he'd say, testing the waters. Oh, was I? I must have been tired, she'd reply with a smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes. Her answers are always vague, always deflecting. She seems more tired lately. There are faint, new lines of worry around her eyes, but she just blames it on work. The wall between them is built of these gentle evasions, these loving, frustrating half-truths. He's afraid to push too hard, terrified of what he might uncover. What if the truth is something that could shatter the life they've built? So, he waits. He watches. He drowns in the quiet tension. Tonight, something is different. The air feels charged. The silence is heavier. David can't take it anymore. The not knowing is worse than any truth he can imagine. So when he hears the familiar sequence of sounds, the closet, the keys, the door, he doesn't stay in bed. He waits a minute, his heart pounding a frantic rhythm against his ribs, and then he gets up. He pulls on a hoodie, grabs his own keys, and follows her into the night. He keeps his distance, his headlights off for as long as he can, tracking her tail lights as they snake through the sleeping suburbs and toward the city's glowing heart. His mind is a storm. Every turn she takes is a clue, every red light a moment of agonizing suspense. He expects her to pull up to a sleek bar, a clandestine apartment building, or a secluded lookout point. He braces himself for the worst. But her car doesn't stop in any of those places. Instead, she drives to a part of town they rarely visit. It's an older neighborhood, the buildings worn but sturdy, the streets quiet and lined with warehouses. She pulls into a small, poorly lit parking lot next to a modest, unassuming building. A simple sign above the door reads, "Community Haven." A shelter. David parks across the street, hidden in the shadows of an industrial building, and watches. He's completely bewildered. What is this place? A few minutes later, Sarah gets out of her car. She's not dressed for a secret rendezvous. She's wearing comfortable jeans, a warm sweater, and practical shoes. She pulls a large, insulated bag from her trunk and walks toward the entrance. A man with a kind, weary face opens the door for her, and his expression lights up when he sees her. They exchange a few quiet words, and Sarah hands him the bag. Through the large window, David can see inside. It's a simple, clean space. There are cots lined up, people resting. In a small kitchen area, Sarah is now helping the man unpack the bag. It's full of food containers. She's brought a hot meal. He watches and seen for over an hour. He sees his wife, the woman he thought was hiding a terrible secret, moving through the shelter with a gentle, quiet purpose. She's not just dropping off food. She's talking to people, her posture open and warm. She listens to an elderly woman with a tenderness that makes David's throat tighten. She helps a young mother soothe a fussy baby, her movements so natural and comforting. She refills coffee cups, she wipes down a table, she offers a blanket. There is no drama here. There is only compassion. There is only a quiet, profound act of service. The anger and suspicion that had been churning inside him for weeks simply dissolves, replaced by a wave of emotion he can't quite name. It's a mix of awe, of shame for his mistrust, and an overwhelming, heart-taking love for this woman. This was her secret. Not a betrayal, but a deep, hidden well of kindness. She wasn't running from him, she was running toward a need she felt she had to fill, hiding it only to keep him from worrying about her being in this part of town so late at night. She was protecting him from her own selflessness. He finally understands the tiredness in her eyes. It wasn't from deceit, it was from carrying the weight of others' struggles, from giving a piece of herself away in the darkest hours of the night. The long shadows and quiet tension he had perceived as sinister were just the backdrop for her secret acts of grace. He drives home before she leaves, his own car slipping through the night like a ghost. When he gets back, he slides into bed, the sheets still holding a trace of her warmth. This time, when he hears her key in the lock, he doesn't pretend to be asleep. She enters the bedroom, moving softly, thinking he's oblivious. He sits up. She freezes in the doorway, silhouetted by the hall light, a deer caught in the headlights. The silence is different now. It's not filled with suspicion, but with unspoken understanding. He doesn't ask where were you. He just opens his arms. After a moment's hesitation, she walks toward him and sinks into his embrace. She feels small and tired in his arms. He holds her tight, burying his face in her hair. "You're a good person, Sarah," he whispers, his voice thick with emotion. She starts to cry, not loud, dramatic sobs, but the quiet, exhausted tears of someone who has been holding everything in for far too long. He just holds her, rocking her gently. In that moment, without any further explanation needed, the wall between them crumbles. The mystery is solved, not with a shocking revelation, but with a quiet, profound moment of emotional connection. The night city still glitters outside their window, but it no longer feels lonely or menacing. It's just a city where, even in the darkest hours, good things are happening, quietly, without any need for applause. And that's the beauty of a story, isn't it? Sometimes the biggest secrets are the ones rooted in the deepest love. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the heart of the night. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more explorations of the human heart. Until next time.